It is crystallizing that we are dealing with a serial killer, a psychopathic serial killer.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a chilling story that's been unfolding in Kenya. Imagine this. You're walking through your neighborhood when suddenly you notice something strange in a nearby dump site. As you get closer, your heart starts racing. What you found will shock an entire nation and lead to the arrest of a suspected serial killer. But is everything as it seems? Let's unravel this mystery together. Our story begins on a seemingly ordinary Friday, July 12, 2024, in Nairobi, Kenya. The Mukuru Kwan Jenga neighborhood, known for its sprawling slums, was about to become the center of a horrifying discovery. It all started when a family, desperately searching for their missing loved one, Josephine Owino, decided to take matters into their own hands. Josephine had vanished on June 26th, leaving her family worried sick. In a twist that sounds like something out of a movie, Diana Kia, Josephine's cousin, claimed that Josephine came to her in a dream, guiding them to where they should look. Following this eerie vision, the family paid some local young men to search through a nearby dump site. What these searchers found was beyond anyone's worst nightmares. Hidden among the garbage and debris were sacks containing human remains. But this wasn't just one body, it was 9. News spread quickly, and soon the entire country was on edge. Who could have done this? How long had these bodies been there? And most importantly, were there more victims out there? As word got out, the police swarmed the area. The dump site, an abandoned quarry now filled with water and used for trash, became a crime scene. Investigators, dressed in protective gear, carefully combed through the site, looking for any clues that might lead them to the killer. The bodies they found were in a horrific state. They had been dismembered, wrapped in plastic bags, and tied up with rope. Even more disturbing was the fact that they were in different stages of decomposition, suggesting that these murders had happened over a period of time. But here's where things get really weird. This dump site isn't in some remote location. It's right in the middle of a neighborhood, and get this, it's only about 100 meters, that's about the length of a football field, from a police station. How could something like this happen right under the noses of law enforcement? As you can imagine, people were furious. How could the police not notice? Were they not doing their job? Or was there something more sinister going on? Just when it seemed like this case might go unsolved, the police announced a major breakthrough. On Monday, July 15th, 2024, they arrested a suspect. His name? Collins Jamazi Kalusha, a 33-year-old man who lived right there in the neighborhood. Now, here's where the story takes an even darker turn. According to the police, Kalusha didn't just confess to the 9 murders they knew about. He claimed to have killed 42 women over the past 2 years. That's right, 42 lives lost to one man's actions. But how did they catch him? Well, it turns out that modern technology played a big role. The police say they were able to trace a mobile money transaction made on the phone of one of the victims, Josephine Owino, the very woman whose family had started this whole investigation. This digital trail led them straight to Kalusha. Picture this. It's 3 a.m. on Monday morning. While most of the city is asleep, Kalusha is out at a bar, watching the Euro 2024 soccer final. Little does he know that his world is about to come crashing down. The police move in and make the arrest. But the story doesn't end there. The police say that after his arrest, Kalusha led them to his home, a single room he rented just 100 meters from the dump site where the bodies were found. Inside, they claim to have found a treasure trove of evidence, a machete, nylon sack similar to those used to dispose of the bodies, rubber gloves, and multiple phones and ID cards belonging to different people. As the news broke, the nation held its breath, waiting to hear more about the victims. Who were these women whose lives had been so cruelly cut short? So far, only one victim has been positively identified, 24-year-old Rosaline Ongago. Her brother, Emmanuel, shared the heartbreaking story of how Rosaline went missing on June 28th. She had left home looking for casual work, never to return. When the family heard about the bodies found in Mukuru, they rushed to the morgue. There, they identified Rosaline by her clothes and hairstyle, a devastating end to their search. But what about the other victims? The police say that Kalusha's first victim was actually his own wife. They claim to have found her ID card among the belongings of other alleged victims. It's a chilling thought that someone could do this to their own spouse. And let's not forget about Josefina Wino, the woman whose disappearance started this whole investigation. Her family is still waiting for confirmation, hoping against hope that she might not be among the victims. As you can imagine, this case has sent shockwaves through Kenya. People are scared, angry, and demanding answers. How could this happen? Why weren't these women protected? A group of female leaders in Kenya have spoken out, calling for better protection for women in the country. They're asking tough questions. Those women might have been killed today, but which woman is next in line? It's a frightening thought, isn't it? That anyone could be at risk. These leaders are demanding action. They want to see gender desks set up at police stations across the country, with officers specially trained to handle cases of violence against women. They're saying loud and clear, women's lives must count. Women's lives must be protected. But as more details come out, people are starting to ask some hard questions. How did Kalusha allegedly manage to kill 42 women over 2 years without anyone noticing? Why didn't the police find anything suspicious before now, especially since the dump site was so close to their station? And then there's the confession itself. Kalusha's lawyer, John Mainandegwa, has made some pretty serious allegations. He claims that his client was tortured into confessing. In court, Ndegwa said that Kalusha was in dire need of urgent medical attention, and that the idea of him confessing to 42 murders was laughable. These claims have thrown the whole case into doubt. Were corners cut in the rush to solve the case? Is Kalusha really guilty of all these crimes? As of now, Kalusha is being held for 30 days while the investigation continues. The police say they've arrested 2 more suspects, but we don't know much about them yet. Meanwhile, the search for more victims continues. The police are still combing through the dump site, and everyone's holding their breath, wondering just how many more bodies they might find. As we wrap up this video, let's think back to where we started. Remember that shocking discovery in the dump site? Well, now we know so much more, but in many ways, we're left with even more questions. How did this go unnoticed for so long? Are there really 42 victims? Or is the truth something else entirely? Was Kalusha working alone? Or are there others involved? And perhaps most importantly, how can we prevent something like this from ever happening again? These are the questions that investigators, journalists, and the people of Kenya will be grappling with in the days and weeks to come. It's a reminder that sometimes, the most shocking discoveries can lead us down a path of mystery, forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about our society and our systems. As this case continues to unfold, we'll be keeping a close eye on it, because it's not just about solving a crime. It's about making sure that every life is valued, every person is protected, and that justice is served. So, what do you think? Is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And remember, stay safe out there. Sometimes the most ordinary places can hide the darkest secrets. Until next time, this is Andrew signing off. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on more real-life mysteries and true crime stories. Thanks for watching.